Hi guys, this is going to be an updated video on my book challenges. The two book challenges I concentrated on this year were the A to Z author and the A to Z book title challenge. And I've read 19 books so far this year. 19 books so far this year, and the video that's going to follow this video is an update on the books that I haven't read that I'm planning to read for the challenge. And all the books that I had chosen didn't make it in to the next video because I had to choose the ones that I knew I wanted to get done and I would enjoy. So not all of them made it into that video, but the ones that didn't make it into that video are going to be on my challenge list for next year. So the first book I read this year was Bloody Valentine by Melissa De La Cruz. This is a novella, and it is the 7th installment of her Blue Bloods book. Lost in Time comes out in October, I believe. Yes, it comes out in October, and she just released the first book in her adult series, which is of East End, that came out this month, I believe. Last week, maybe? And the second book I read this year was the 8th installment of PC and Kristen Cast's House of Night series, Awakened. And I love these covers. Now, if you want a review on any of these books that I mentioned, comment below and let me know. And the third book I read this year is the sequel to Breda Spain's The Dark Divine, and this is The Last Saint. I absolutely love this series. It's very well written. It includes a lot of mythology and references that I didn't think would fit in the series, but she made it happen, and it keeps you intrigued. And it's a different take on werewolves, so yeah, I enjoyed it. The next book I don't have physically to show you because it's out on loan, and that is The Summoning by Kelly Armstrong, which is the first book in her Darkest Powers trilogy. And I did read the entire trilogy this year, and the second book is Awakening, or The Awakening, and The Reckoning. And I did enjoy this series, however, I felt that it was slow at some points. She just came out with a new young adult book called The Gathering. It's sort of, I guess, a spin-off of the Darkest Powers trilogy. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I don't own it yet. I want to get it though. And as soon as I finished the Darkest Powers trilogy, I ran out and got the first two books in the Woman of Otherworld trilogy, which is her one of her adult series. The fifth book I have, again, I don't own. It was a library borrow, and that is Wicked Girls by Stephanie Hemphill. I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it. It's very well written and a very well told story of the Salem witch trials for the young adult genre and for teens to read. The next series I read, this is books 8 through 11, and that is Lynn Ewing's Sons of Dark series, and that's first book is Barbarian, book 2 is Eclipse, book 3 is Outcast, and book 4 is Night Sun. And I recommend any and all of Lynn Ewing's books. She is the author that got me back, besides Kate Tiernan, she's the author that got me back into young adult. I read her Daughters of the Moon series, that's being re-released in bind-up form a couple years ago. I just finished it this year. And you can find, I'm not sure if the Sons of Dark series is being re-released in bind-up form yet, but you can find used copies of these that are in pretty good shape. I got Night Sun off Amazon used, and it was in like perfect condition other than the mark. So yeah, I do recommend any of Lynn Ewing's books. The next book, the 12th book I read this year, is Becca Fitzpatrick's Hush Hush. I enjoyed it a lot. It's my first Fallen Angels book, and I'm planning to read more. The next series I read this year, I don't have books 1 through 4 with me because they are out on loan, but it is Alison Noel's The Immortals series by Alison Noel, and the books are Evermore, Blue Moon, and then I have the cover for Shadowland and Dark Flame, and then I have Night Star, and I will be getting Everlasting next month when my book ban is lifted. And then my 17th book I read this year was a NetGalley ARC titled Honestly, Little Red Riding Hood Was Bitten, and that is by Theresa Speed. Shaken? Totally butchered her name, I'm sorry. It is a children's book that retells the story of Little Red Riding Hood through the eyes of the Big Bad Wolf. It is an illustrated children's book, and I enjoyed it. It's about 24 pages. The 18th book I read this year is Anne Brochure's Sisterhood Everlasting. This is the either the 5th book in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants series or a companion. It's set 10 years after the series took place. So I enjoyed this a lot. I enjoyed the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants series a lot. And finally, the last book I read this year, and I will have a review up for it today probably, is Julie Kagawa's Iron King. I enjoyed it, and although it did take me a while to get through, but I had reasons. I love the cover art, and I also love that they have the pages of all of them speckled in the color of the cover. Very creative. Like I said, I will have the review up for this shortly. I just finished it yesterday, so I will do a video review shortly. The book I'm currently reading is Linger by Maggie Stiefvater, and I just started it today. I'm only on page 25. I am enjoying it. I put it down when I got it when it first came out because I couldn't get into it. I'm hoping to get into it because I absolutely did love Shiver, and I'm gonna get Forever next month, so I want to finish the series. And that concludes my challenge update video. Be looking for my books I still have to read for my challenge video coming up shortly, and my review for the Iron King also.